So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Sun in the 5th house in the sign of Cancer for Pisces ascendant folks. And this is the regular planets through ascendant series that I'm covering. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this placement, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So, Sun in the 5th house in Cancer for Pisces ascendant people. So as you know, this is different from Sun in houses and Sun in signs. This is like combining the two things together. And so what happens is Sun is ruling a particular house, right? It rules the sign of Leo. And for Pisces people, it rules the 6th house. And so now what's happening is the Lord, which is Sun of the 6th house, is sitting in the 5th house. So 6th house represents health, illnesses, diseases, health and wellness, nutrition, debts, obstacles. 6th house is also being celibate. 6th Lord is in the 5th house. And 5th house represents children, arts, media, creativity, writing, journalism. I'm sorry, not journalism. Cinema, performing arts, education, speculative gains, and it's your intelligence. So what do we see here, with this Sun placement? One thing we see is that naturally a person will try to become a lord. They'll try to take over things. They will be regarded as somebody who's a head of a certain institution. Especially in Cancer, a person could deal with a lot of mental stress. And at the same time, a person will take on debts on behalf of the children or behalf of their education. Like, for example, you have this Sun placement, your son, daughter are like 18, 19, and they want to go to a prestigious university, and they come to you emotionally like, I really want to get this master's degree, but it's going to cost, $35,000 a year. And I'm only being approved for $10,000. What do I do, Dad? Or what do I do, Mom? And you'll be like, oh, don't worry. You'll get the debt. Or, you'll get the loan. I'll get the debt. These people can emotionally just take on debt on behalf of their children. Now, is that good or bad? It depends. Are you a logical person? In that case, it won't be the greatest thing. Because if you're logical, student loan debt is not even paid up after 40 years of working nowadays. And if you don't have that kind of money, and you take on that debt emotionally at that time, and yet your children, let's say they may not able to complete it fully, they don't graduate the greatest grade, or they graduate, they don't get the most highest paying job, and now you are stuck with this debt. So what it's going to do is going to emotionally affect you. It's going to emotionally affect your intelligence. So this is the very first thing that you need to learn, especially if you are young, you don't have children, or let's say you don't even have debt. Taking on debt will activate the mental stress and your intelligence will go down. So whenever you get debt, okay, and if you don't believe me, try it. So let's say you're a 19, 20-year-old person, or let's say even you're 25 and you're working, just put $100 on your credit card. Put $200 on your credit card. Even though you can pay it off, until it's paid off, it'll affect your mind. It'll affect your decision making. It's going to affect the way you use your intelligence in your daily work routines, daily work life. Why? Because 6th house is a daily work life. Lord of that is in the 5th house, 12th from itself. And the reason why I also said that 6th house, this particular position can actually make a person brahmacharya, meaning somebody who can become a celibate, no sexual contact. Will it last for life? That other things have to be seen, which even I don't know. But what we do see is that, especially if, let's say, you run in through a Charadasha of the 6th house, you run through Sun Mahadasha with this placement, either a person has no desire for sexual intercourse, or a person may not get any chances or opportunities for sexual intercourse. So in a way, it's being a celibate. You're trying, but it's not happening, you know. But obviously, celibacy even includes not, you know, doing anything. You can't even use your hands, so that's not it either. Okay, so that's not considered being celibate, but still, it creates those obstacles. But here's the thing with Sun in Cancer: a person longs and desires to know ancient knowledge more than sexual intercourse. But that will only be during the time when Sun is fully activated. And usually if Sun is being aspected by benefic planets, it won't cause that much of a problem. But if it's aspected by malefic planets, then you will see that a person will become a celibate or brahmacharya for a time being. Especially there's parivartan yoga between the 5th and 6th house. This is the person who also, after the birth of children, especially the birth of your firstborn, will find interest in cooking, will also start loving milk-related products, and will eat a lot of eggs. And the other thing we also see is that you will tend to butt heads with your firstborn on emotional matters. Either you're going to be too emotional and controlling, like because you're so emotionally attached to your firstborn, you don't let them go anywhere. You're always having a tight leash on them. Those could be the issues where your child would just be like, God, leave me alone. So in this case, you know, you need to really be in a very balanced emotional state with your firstborn. The other thing we also see is that your enemies get destroyed through your power of mantra. Whenever you have any obstacles or you know some enemies coming after you, when you use mantras, whatever mantra there is, I think there's what, Hanuman mantra to destroy enemies, whatever mantra there is, when you use mantras, your enemies will be destroyed. And that's only if the enemy is coming to harm you instead of you coming to harm them. Like you can't just, for no apparent reason, try to go and destroy someone's life. Then it's going to backfire. No, somebody's trying to come after you, somebody's trying to ruin your business or something, then you do the mantra, they'll go away. It's not even like they're destroyed, it's just they go away. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of Sun in the 5th house for Pisces ascendant people. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Sun is placed, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, my books, reports, consultations. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.